Hello, everyone. Paul Thompson here, and I feel the need to come here and really talk about 2018 because this is 2017 ending, and we are going into a new year. And there's so many people out here who are dealing with financial insecurity, financial illiteracy, and so financial literacy is becoming more and more of the topic of discussion, and more people are finding themselves in need of really to reevaluate their financial situation, understand why they're not making enough money, don't have enough money, and those who make good money, why they can't seem to maintain it. And so we want to really talk about three areas. And one is credit repair, two is debt elimination, and three is how to raise your income by lowering your taxes. And so we have so many people who are just really trying to figure this thing out, and so many approaches. But what we find in all the research we've done and all the work we've done over the years is everything is just going to start with a very practical approach to what you're doing, a practical approach. So you really have to kind of zero in 2018 on something very basic and very practical, and then start really with a goal and focusing on a schedule to get it done. So let's look at credit repair, for example. Credit repair is something that most people are finding very difficult because they have, say, a credit score of 550 or 610, 605. And so what you want to do is look at your credit and get your credit report or your scores. And then you want to attack that in a way where you can start working with someone, a group. You can do it yourself. I mean, it's all about how you want to approach it. But get your credit score up. And so your credit score is such a key point. I know it was said to me once years ago, and I thought this was so profound, that we go to school, we go through elementary school, junior high, high school, college, and then you get out and get into the workforce, and there's two numbers that follow you for the rest of your life that you're never taught anything about through all those educational formats. And one is your credit score, and one is your financial score, or your financial net worth, your financial sheet, or your net worth. And so when you think about that, your credit score is checked every time you go for a purchase of something of value, of something, of a certain value. And so your credit score is tied to everything. So you really want to focus in on getting your credit score into a place where you can use it beneficially, maybe even leverage it to create money from it, okay? And so the other thing is debt elimination. Having a plan to eliminate debt. When you deal with your financial sheet, if you have one, or if you plan on having one, it's something very basic that you really need to understand. And that debt elimination is simply says you draw 4 columns, one side of 2 columns on the left, 2 columns on the right, where the 2 columns on the left are really about you understanding your debts and your payments each month and what you owe, and the other side is what you are bringing in and what your assets are. And so it's a simple mathematical formula. Eliminate the debt side and increase the cash flow side, what you're bringing in each month and your assets. And so, of course, it's always said by the people who create wealth is we want to focus on purchasing assets and not purchasing debt. So when you're focused on purchasing debt, you know that you're getting yourself in debt. And so when you focus on purchasing assets, you know you're getting yourself out of debt. And so it's a very simple mathematical formula, okay? And so debt elimination, again, is very key to attacking a specific problem if you really are talking about getting out of debt. And so we're not going to go into major details, just kind of laying a foundation so that in 2018 you can really go at this thing by choosing a specific topic and knowing exactly what it is that you want to accomplish. And so, and the last one, the third one, is the increasing your income while lowering your taxes. And so this is something that is starting to be talked about more in circles, that most people probably don't realize that there's an extra $200 or $300 you can create every month just by your tax designation. Like if you're working in a job and you fill out a W-2 or W-4, you may have listed certain things that may have changed in your status over the last year, 2 years, 5 years. And so you can adjust those things and create more income. And so you may want to look at that, because if you can put an extra $300 in your bank account or your pocket every month, you could use that $300 to pay down your debt. You could use that $300 to purchase an asset or to get into an alignment with savings so that you can purchase an asset. And so these are the things you want to do in 2018 to change the outcome. Thank you. Oh yeah, and I want to say, if you like what you heard, it's been beneficial for you to
just like or subscribe this video if you like the content. See you in the next video.
Yeah, I got that.